You know, ladies and gentlemen, about an hour before I came on this program, I was told that some party or some people were looking into my background. That somebody or some people were looking into my associations. That somebody or some people, and I have an idea of who it is, I think it's a campaign, are trying to intimidate me. So I want to tell you something. I've known Ted Cruz for a very long time. I have supported Ted Cruz for a very long time. You're going to laugh at this, but I'm just going to deal with this. He came up to me when he was wanted to run for the Senate. He asked me for my support, and I said absolutely. And by the way, I've told this story 100 times. I encouraged Hannity and Sarah Palin and Rush and anyone else I could think of, Santorum, to get in that fight and support him. I also was the first nationally syndicated host to support Marco Rubio when he was at 5%. I also supported Rand Paul. I also supported Mike Lee, and there's a lot of people I've supported and opposed over the years. Now, I keep my personal life personal, basically because it's boring as hell. I am truly a square. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. Well, here and there, I'll go get something to eat. I don't even go to the grocery store. I don't even like to cook. I'm in many ways a hermit. I read, I study, I write, and then I write, I study, and I read. I come to my conclusions based on what's between my ears. And I explain why I come to my conclusions to you. But I just want you to know what's going on. Most hosts wouldn't even tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. I'm recently engaged to a wonderful lady. A fact that is nobody's business. Nobody's business. But I'm proud of her. Her son works in the Senate office of Senator Cruz. Her son can work with whomever he wants to. Maybe he would have picked Rubio. Maybe he would have picked Mike Lee. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he would have gone to the House side. Maybe he would have wanted to work for somebody over there. He's free to work with whomever he wants. He's not on the campaign. He's on the Senate staff. I'm not even sure what he does on the Senate staff. He's a young man. He's a young man. So somebody tipped off a reporter or reporters to this devastating fact. And they're trying to intimidate me. I haven't even endorsed Ted Cruz. Not yet, anyway. I haven't endorsed anybody yet. Some campaign is attempting to intimidate me with that information. A nothing burger. Non-information. He's free to leave Ted Cruz's staff and go work for Marco Rubio if he wants, or Mike Lee, or get off the hill. I don't really care. It's not about him. The fact that there is a campaign out there that is trying to silence me or threaten me or intimidate me by digging up something so absurd should infuriate you. Should infuriate you. I have no secrets. I worked for Ronald Reagan for 8 years. I worked in 2 of his campaigns. I talk up Reagan all the time. I believe in Ronald Reagan. Big deal. I've worked for, supported Ted Cruz. I talked him up. I encourage you to donate. Big deal. Did the same for Rubio, Mike Lee, and down the list. So if somebody wants to work for a senator or a congressman, they're free to work for a senator or a congressman. I'm not going to tell them not to. Or if they want to work for Donald Trump, I'm not going to tell them not to. I like all these people. I like a lot of them. It's not personal with me. It's philosophical with me. So the big story here is somebody is trying, and they think they will, intimidate me with this information. I'm not going to be intimidated. I am so pissed off that somebody would think that this would affect me. I am so pissed off. I want to find out which campaign did this. I think I know, so I can expose them. All these hosts have family working for somebody or other. All these hosts, some of them been to Mar-a-Lago, some of them golfed with Trump. I could care less. I don't socialize with any of these candidates. Oh, I may have had a dinner here or there and they show up. I can't control that. But so what? Some of these websites are funded by individuals who fund campaigns. So what? I have no control over that either. So I wanted to tell you what is going on. When I heard about this, I became livid. Because I said to myself, a young man should be able to work for whomever he wants. I will continue to do my job as I've done for over a decade. I will continue to be an active member of the conservative movement as I have for 45 years. And no puke in some campaign is going to change any of that. Period. That's the big story. That's the big story. I'm not going to be intimidated. The attempts have been made by a lot stronger people than this campaign. You go to the Stormtrooper website, or whatever it's called. I've been told not to single this out. I've been told for my own safety not even to point this out. Go look what they have on their website. Go take a look. You're listening to a filthy Jew, according to them. And it gets worse than that. That's just the beginning. It's a scary damn website. Those are scary damn people. What am I supposed to do? Give up? Not be myself? But I swear to you, I'm going to find out if I'm right, which campaign did this. I'm going to do everything I can to track them down. Because I will not be intimidated. No host should be intimidated. No journalist should be intimidated. No guest commentator should be intimidated. We can discuss the issues. We can duke it out. But I will not be bullied. Not by anybody. And I know there are millions of you who are furious right now. Furious at this attempt. It's exploitation. It's intimidation. I got it. I've got it. But I can't live my life looking over my shoulder all the time. I just can't do it. There's going to be cheap shots, and there's going to be very vicious stuff going on. I haven't ever seen anything like this in a campaign, but it exists right now. And these aren't Democrats. These are Republicans. These aren't Democrats doing this. These are Republicans doing this. And I'm not really that surprised, because on the same day this goes on, right before I go on air, then I read this headline, the Associated Press. Cruz no favorite with fellow Republican senators. CNN, the Ted Cruz pile on. GOP senators warn of revolt should he win nomination. So they're bleeding this stuff out one at a time. Somebody running for president who has staff on Capitol Hill thought this was a little gotcha, and they put it out the same day the establishment on Capitol Hill is pushing their stories. I got it. I'm a big boy. None of this is going to hurt me. None of this is going to affect me. But I am furious that they would attempt to drag somebody into this. And I will do my best to find out which campaign it is, and I think I know which campaign it is. And I'm on the air 3 hours a day. And I will get my pound of flesh. Verbally, of course. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.